Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Tony Picks Morning Show. We're ready to give you picks here from college football, the NBA, college hoops, and we'll end it off with the NHL. We're going to meet the cappers and get right to the picks. Let's say hello, Rod. Rod, what's happening? And happy birthday.
Hey, thanks, Tony. It was a pretty good birthday, except the wife got sick. So, hey, those things happen. It's just been one of those weeks, up and down. She thought she was getting better. No, it was not getting better. So we got her squared away and taken care of. Nice day yesterday. I had a rough day a couple days ago. Been a couple of rough days for me, but hey, we turned it around yesterday. Let's continue getting these winners right into the weekend. I'm excited. Good weekend card. Nice spots to make some money this weekend.
Really seen Rod and Jorge here for the year on the leaderboards at TonySpeaks.com. Jorge, what's going on?
Nothing, man. Hey, Rod, you should have shaved the beard for the birthday, man. You know, the beard brought back in, the grays come in. Now, you don't look 40 no more.
I know. That's what it is. I'm pushing the 50 now, right? It's getting there.
It's all there. Look like Rip Van Winkle, like myself. Anyway, I'm back and tripped up a little bit. Got hooked on the total yesterday, which I shouldn't even have been close to anyway. But good day where I was able to get the best numbers. But hey, we only got so much we can get on the back end. But sometimes late steam's not good, right? Even when you jump on one with the number moved that way, that's when you go, darn it, I know it. I could have had a better number, but hey, that's the name of the game these days. Pull the trigger early a little bit, and maybe some of those you get at the end. But just to grind away. Still doing well on the year and hope to finish strong.
Yes, absolutely. Let's do that. Let's get to knock out these college football games. We'll do them in pairs here. We'll start with Cal Wake Forest. We see that Cal 7.5 circa has it at 8 now, so we're seeing a sharp book post at 8, total 55. Rice and Memphis. Memphis going to lay 8, total 51. We start with Rod.
Yeah, you look at Cal and Wake Forest here. I think that total's too high. You look at both these teams, what they've been doing over their last few games, and it's definitely up and scoring boatloads of points, like into the 60s. You look at Cal on the road, and over the last few on the road, they've been barely cracking 20 points on the road, if that. And you look at Wake Forest, same thing. Over the last few, defenses have stepped up. I like the under there. I just don't see how we're getting over that. And I think I'd have to take Wake plus the points there in that one as well. Cal covering 8 points on the road. Ooh, that sounds like a tough task. I don't get Wake Forest defense isn't the greatest, but you got to score enough points to cover that number, and I just don't see it from either side getting that number. So I'm going to take the points to the Wake, and I like the under there in that matchup. And then looking at Iowa, UCLA. UCLA has been a scrappy bunch over the last couple of weeks, been scoring some points, but so is Iowa.
Too much, Rod.
Yeah, I think somebody said.
My bad.
Hold on. I think somebody said, don't look too down on those big money programs. They got athletes. I think somebody said that when they were getting whooped earlier in the year.
All right, let's go on to Jorge on the first two.
Yeah, no, you gotta watch these team programs that got money, man. Hey, I went to a mid-major. I lived through the athletic department shortfalls of money compared to the big Pac-12 schools Tony's used to over there at USC. Those guys can turn it around, man. Those guys on the bench aren't necessarily better, worse than the guys that are starting. They're just there first, and you can quickly put some guys in there to cover some money. Yeah, that line is way perplexing on the Wake Forest. California's offense has just been limited all year. They really haven't taken on anything strong. And, they finally won a game after losing 4 straight. You look at Wake Forest going a little bit in the other direction, these big programs. And, they won 3 out of their last 4. What are they giving up during those games? They had one game, got blown out by Clemson, 49 points. The rest, 30, 20, and 24. And that's with the way they run their offense, I think that's good enough to win. Definitely lean on plus the points there. And, Rod's got a point on the total. California in that California FSU game. Was ugly, and I think California goes on the road and just tries not to make any mistakes.
There from Jorge, I say what I think about these games. Yeah, I'm going to be here with Wake here +7. See the old Boise State quarterback Bachmeier in the under center. But again, when you look at Cal on the road, they don't run for much. They put up 15 points a game. They have defended well on the road. But you look at Wake Forest here, they've passed 3 games here. The defense have shown up here. 4 yards per rush, 6.7 yards per pass attempt. Again, it's another long trip for Cal. Cal's had a lot of these long trips to the East Coast this year. I think it's their 4th one. We're seeing Washington also going to have their 4th long cross-country trips of the year. So a lot of travel here for Cal this year. Rice and Memphis, I can only look here at Memphis Lane. The points we know Rice fired their coach a couple weeks ago. They come with that win against Navy. I'm not going to call any win a fluke, but that was a crazy one there with the rain. They had to stop and start the game several times.
Numerous. That's not. I lost that damn game. Numerous, not several. Numerous
times there. But I think Memphis here. When you look at
did you guys hear that during one of the breaks, someone went back money line and put like $250,000 on Rice?
Wow.
No, it's smart. They're on the road. Yeah. That's not their locker room. You know, they got to call and order food. They got to call and order whatever the stuff is. A little bit of humidity down there, a lot of humidity down there. And then, you know, they're from Maryland, well, they may have some, but big adjustments. And, you know, talk about Army and Navy covering their team totals all year long. The 1 week I take them both, Army's quarterback goes out 45 minutes before the game.
Well, to me, that was the football gods upset college football for not scheduling games later than 8 Eastern. You know what I mean? That was that game we kicked at 6:30, right. At 9:30. Okay, we finally have a late game. Wasn't scheduled, but that was the football guys saying, "Hey guys, you don't screw the West Coast. We got to get these late night games in." So we had that was a weird. No doubt about that one.
All year long, it's been weird with no late games. It's usually you got a nice stack. Some weeks are just stacked late games, and this year not so many.
Yeah,
I like the late games.
If they figure it out, and they will, they'll figure it out when everyone complains about the spots they like and don't like. But I think they want to play better weather games. Don't be surprised. You're going to start seeing those November games come back towards the West Coast.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Yeah, so that was a 6:30 kick. Well, re-kick. Actually, it was 14 minutes left in the first period. That was like a 9:30 Eastern kick. So thank goodness we had some late night college football last week, because 8 Eastern was the latest game. That was incredible. Unless you want to see those D2 games. Those D2 games got some coverage as well. All right, let's go to the back half of this card.
I'm going to watch a D2 game, I think.
Yeah, the D2 games were up there. There were a couple of them up there. Iowa, UCLA, Iowa laying 6.5, total 44.5. New Mexico and San Diego State, the Mount West Conference game here. San Diego State laying 2.5, total 65.5. We still go to Rod.
Yeah, I'm looking at Iowa taking on UCLA. UCLA the last few weeks, definitely they've picked up their play from what they started off the season as a scrappy bunch. And at home here in this one, I'm going to take the 6.5 points. They've been scoring plenty enough to keep this close. Iowa's definitely been increasing their offense. The defense not as as potent as it was last season. They definitely given us some points as well. It looked real good last week against Wisconsin. I figured Wisconsin would step up a little better there, but they didn't. But I think UCLA does. I'll take UCLA plus the points in that one. I'm staying away from New Mexico, San Diego State.
Stay away from Rod there on that one. Yeah, that's a funky looking one. On over to Jorge.
I'm not going to stay away from that New Mexico, San Diego State game. One I could definitely go over, right? That's definitely nothing you got to run from with New Mexico. They've had a couple games get up to the century mark. But San Diego State, they could be a good one. I think coaching could step in there and just slow the game down. Take 4 yards a pop all the way down the field and not give New Mexico too many chances. That's a San Diego State just type of game. Yeah, you want me to slow it down to win at home? Okay, I'll slow it down to win at home. But, Rocky's over there coaching a great offense for New Mexico. They had no defense, and he's just come out there, fast huddle all the way down the field. Definitely entertaining to watch, but lean a little bit towards that one. In Iowa, we're never going to see another defense like we saw last year. That's not just every once in a while. That was like prehistoric 1940s defense where no one passed the ball. At least that's what they make teams look like last year. But hey, they're a horrible defensive team. They only give up 18 points a game, man. They're disgusting. They're horrible compared to last year. But they're still, still one of the best defensive teams in the country by far. You know what? One thing I was reading about Sullivan, I thought he was a notch down from McNamara, who came to Michigan. They're a little bit too pass happy, man. I think the way Iowa likes to say, the Sullivan guy's good, throws for over 9 yards a completion. He hits it when he has to, but he also runs the ball. Last week he got over 100 yards rushing. I think that's more to Iowa's liking. More of a balanced attack, getting the run in there. So I'll take that game under. I don't see UCLA having any big offense. And the number, I'll agree, Rod, the number's kind of a little bit too tough to play.
At 6.5, it's like, I like UCLA there.
I think I had buyer's remorse myself on that UCLA. I said that maybe 14 hours ago, And I still have buyer's remorse on that pick, taking laying the points with Iowa. So I'm just neutral on that game. Not one of my. It's not near to a premium. So
I don't think it's a bad pick, Tony. Man, that offense is scoring 30-something points a game.
Yeah,
they're making it a point. Their new offensive coordinator should get the assistant coach or offensive coordinator, whatever coach of the year award. For picking up an offense that was prehistoric and making him into one of the better teams in the Big Ten, offensively and defensively.
Yeah, I gave Iowa here 6.5 is what I gave on the pick. One I like more is I'm going to go ahead and take the points with New Mexico here on the road here against San Jose State. I'm not like what I've seen with the San Jose State team offensively. New Mexico State, where's this offense come from? Bronco, you're a defensive guy. What are we doing here? Maybe he learned this lesson. He said, I'm going to leave Virginia. I'm going to reinvent myself. We're going to be offense, and that's what we're seeing here from this New Mexico team. My goodness, what they're
I call that being a great coach. You take what you got and you make that team the best that they can be. And he just knows he doesn't have any defense. Put these best athletes on the offensive side of the ball, and they are going, man.
Yep, there's no doubt about that. Also, San Jose State's defense gave up 7.3 yards per pass attempt at home this year. They struggled with their running game and their pass efficiency. This is a team in transition. You went to Brady Hoke. This is almost like that Georgia Tech transition when you went from that offense to what they have now, right? They got Rocky. Yeah. So I think what's happening here is this is a bit of a transition here for the San Jose State team because they want to be more up tempo with this the former Colorado offensive coordinator is here trying to create some offense.
But he had a fast running offense at Kent State and did a fantastic job with Kent State before he went over to Colorado, Coach Lewis. So. I think they'll get better as the year goes on, man. And I hate San Diego State. Trust me, they're a rival. I'm more than happy if they could go over for the whole year. But, the truth is, Lewis is a good coach, man, and I do see them getting the win. I just don't know if I think they'll cover. I think they'll cover and get the win. I do.
Yeah, I think so. There. All right, let's continue here on the Tony Sports Show. We'll turn our attention to this 13-game card from the NBA. Yes, we have these big cards because of the day off on Tuesday. I'm sure it'll settle down a little bit next week. All right, let's cover these games here. It is the NBA. We'll start here with the Hawks and Pistons. Hawks will be Pistons 1, total 227.5. Pelicans and Magic here. Magic 6 without Banchero here, total 213. We go to Rod.
Yeah, those two. I'm just going to take the over in Atlanta and Detroit. Atlanta 8-1 to the over this season. Just don't play a whole lot of defense. They've tried to play a little defense. It doesn't work. They have to outscore teams. So 8-1 to the over is what you get. Detroit's the other way. They like to play a little defense, 7-2 to that over. But coming into Detroit, Atlanta's going to have to push that pace if they want to hang with Detroit. So I like the over 227 there. And then I'll take New Orleans. I know both teams 2-7 against the number on the season, not covering big numbers, and now Orlando's covering 6 without Banchero. Yeah, no, give me the Pelicans plus the 6 there.
Yeah, from Ramon Jorge.
Indiana's started off a little bit slow, but now they've kind of picked it up a little bit over their last 5 games, 4-1. The over's 5-0. That was kind of goofy. He was watching that. I was like, what's going on with their over/under?
That's the wrong game. Hawks, Pistons, Pelicans, Magic.
Nope, sorry. I'm going by Stat Sharp, man. Sorry. What are the 3 games?
2 games, too. Pelicans, Magic, Hawks, Pistons.
Pistons been playing well, but at 3-6, don't know if I can lay the points there. They're not playing any defense at all in Atlanta. I'll lean towards Atlanta on that one.
There from Jorge, tell you what I think about these games here. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go with the Pelicans here at the plus points. You look at Orlando without Banchero in those 4 games, last in offensive efficiency, 98 points per 100 possessions, a minus 13.5 net rating. They've lost all those games. New Orleans here, it's got some ugly numbers as well, but they've been at 14-8 as road dog. And on the road, the Pelicans are holding teams with 45% shooting. So I'll look at the Pels there in that game. And the Hawks and Pistons, it's just one way with them over. Over with the Hawks. The Pistons have shot the ball well at home, 47%, 40% from 3. So this is a team that's showing some improvement. And they're averaging 117 points per 100 possessions here, 117 points per game there at home. So I'll look here at the over in that one, Atlanta and Detroit. All right, let's continue here.
Are we going down the rotation numbers? Are we doing a lottery? How are we doing these games?
I'm going by my odds screen here, and it shows rotational number 531. It's just my odds screen. I've got a live odds service, and I just go by that. Okay. Next up, we've got Pacers, Hornets. Then we go to Warriors and Cavs. We got the Pacers here laying 6.5 on the road. Warriors and Cavs 5 to 4.5 now, total 231.5. We go over to Rod.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Warriors and Cavs. I like the over. It's at 231. I think we easily get it into the 240s the way these two teams have been playing offense. Not a lot of defense. The Warriors 5-3 to the over. Cavs 6-3 to the over this season. Both teams solid covering the number. I like to bet on both these teams to start the year. Cavs at 8-1 covering the number. Warriors 7-1 covering the number. I like a little more points with the Warriors though at 5. I think I would like 6 or 7, but I think it is where it is. I think it's a close tight game, but I like the overs to play there in that one. And then now we're doing the Pacers and Charlotte.
Now
right?
Pacers, Charlotte. Yeah,
now we're doing Pacers. And Charlotte.
Number 535. Yes, go ahead.
So for me in that one, I like Charlotte plus the points versus the Pacers. You look, Charlotte's 4-4 covering the number. And I think 6.5 is just too many. I think Indiana wins this game, but not by margin. Take Charlotte plus the 6.5 there in that one.
Yeah, from Rod on over to Jorge.
Well, I think Mr. Dunleavy might be the front runner for General Manager of the Year over at Golden State. You know, and Curry made a very strong statement at the beginning of the year. I know he loves Klay Thompson. They're all brothers. They're always be super close. But he said they needed to have it's good to have a healthy ego. And everyone needed to have that to be able to share the basketball. And they've done just that. They went into Boston. They beat them. I'll disagree a little bit with you, Rod. Golden State's playing defense. They're only giving up 105 points a game. They are scoring like crazy, and Cleveland can score a lot. But that bench goes deep. Those guys are not tired. And when you can go 10 deep, and you actually, sometimes it's over 10 deep on there, that means you can keep the defensive pressure off. You don't have to take a couple trips off down the road. Definitely take Golden State plus the points in this spot.
Yeah, from Jorge, tell you what I think about this one. I'm going to be dogs in this one as well. I'm going to look at Charlotte here plus the 7. Hornets are shooting the ball better now at home, making 38% from 3, allowing just 33%. Pacers 3-6 of the spread as a road favorite, 3.5 to 9.5 points. Indiana struggles defensively here, 23rd in defensive efficiency, give up 117 points per 100 possessions, just a -3 net rating here for this Pacer team this year, off to a slow start. But I'll look here at the Charlotte here plus the 7. Yeah, I'm going to take Golden State here plus the points. Believe it or not, they have the better defensive rating. When you look at these teams, Golden State second in defensive efficiency, allowing 104 points per 100 possessions, a plus 15.5 net rating to the Cavaliers plus 12 net rating. The Warriors defending, holding teams to 41% shooting, 29% from 3. Warriors 32-15 to the spread on the road, 9-3 as a road dog of 3.5 to 9.5. I'll take the Warriors here at plus the price. I'm not afraid of the 4.5s or 5 if they're out there, which they are coming up now. I'm seeing 4.5s popping up on the screen. All right, let's continue here on the 26 morning show.
I didn't say they couldn't play any defense. I just said that this game's going over. They're not going to play defense.
They post a lot of offense, and they do. No, they definitely push the.
That's what I said. They both play offense. I didn't say they didn't. I said nothing about the defense.
Hey, birthday's over, buddy. Birthday's over, buddy. Forget about
it. Don't throw me under the bus. Don't put words in my mouth saying I said that they couldn't play defense because I didn't say that. I didn't even come close to saying that. I just said this game's going over. Why? Because both teams score, so they're not going to play a lot of defense.
Yeah, I mean, you have these games where you can hit 50% from 3, and we see that teams can do that. They'll do that. They do. Once every 4 games, you'll get a 50% from 3. All right, next up we got Bucks Knicks here. The Knicks 7.5 in a place, total 223. Suns and Mavericks. This is your ESPN game. We've got the Mavs 2.5, total 230.5. We go over to Rod.
Man, I'll lay it with the Mavs at 2.5. I don't trust the Suns. They're whatever they do. They're 2-6 against the number of the Suns, so they might be winning games, but not covering spreads. And Dallas at home on a Friday night. Give me Dallas, cover that number. And then you look at the Bucks, second half of back-to-back, right? They believe they covered yesterday and whooped it up too in that one. So you know what? I think the Bucks are starting to turn their season around from that slow-ass start that they had. I think they come into New York here, outright New York. Give me the Bucks on the money line here and there. I'm not taking the 7. I don't even need it. Give me the Bucks on the money line. They walk into New York and they beat them. I'm not high on this New York team. They're definitely. I don't know if that trade made them better or made them worse, but I don't think it made them a whole lot better. I think the Bucks are starting to turn things around. Give me the Bucks outright in New York tonight.
The defense says they're worse defensively. We'll see what the offensive numbers fall. We'll over to Jorge.
Take it easy, Grasshopper. Take it easy. After trade, it takes some time. It takes some time. You don't automatically become the better team overnight. You know, there's some and lately we've been kind of spoiled. We've seen some guys get plugged in on trades and they make the team instantly better. I mean, Drew Holiday makes every team instantly better, right? That's why I'm always going to be just ripping on Milwaukee Bucks and their GM. They get rid of a coach who won a title. They bring in Doc Rivers. He's done nothing. And they get rid of Drew Holiday. I mean, the guy came in to blow the team up thinking it was all him that made the championship. Kind of like Cross with the Bulls. It's kind of what I correlate those two guys together. But you know what? They don't play any defense, man. And I think it's only a time before New York gets a little bit better. I don't like the points there. A slight lean towards New York. I just don't see Milwaukee without Middleton. You know, before they had the fourth guard, that fourth player you need, that Holiday was there. I know I harp on that a lot, but it's a big difference, man. And Middleton's not even back yet. So it's two guys comparing to a deep New York team. And it's not like the Bucks are going to beat him up in the paint with Lopez. He's out there popping threes because they don't have another third scoring option from the outside. So I'm just not big on Milwaukee, man. I don't see a remedy. I don't, two ball hogs and a center that wants to pop threes from the outside without a 4 scorers. No way I can go do anything with the Bucks. Maybe the over on that one because they're not playing any defense. I'll take a lean towards that. And Phoenix, well, if Durant finally, they had a lot of bad luck last year. I mean, we got to give the truth. You can't just beat up on Suns and say Durant was no good, or Beal's no good, or Booker's no good. Easily, to me, still arguably the top 3 in the league. If you had to play 3-on-3 and you put those 3 guys out there, they're easily one of the top 3 teams in the league. You can't take that away from them. They just don't have much of a bench. But that was last year. Looks like they're playing well. I'll take the Suns outright to beat Dallas in this game.
There from Jorge, I tell you what I think about these games. I think this with the Knicks, I think they're going to be a home road dichotomy with this Knicks team. I'll take them at home here. Their offensive numbers have been strong this year. The Bucks on the road hitting just 34% from 3. But when you look at the Knicks on their home court, 48% shooting, 42% from 3. They defend the 3-point line. Bucks 5-12. The spread is a road dog. I'll go ahead and lay it here with the Knicks. Not the greatest spot here for the Bucks in a back-to-back spot here. Just to me, the Knicks are play on at home, fade on the road. So maybe early to say that. We haven't even got 10 games in yet, but that kind of what it looks to me right now. Especially when you just are top heavy, when your starting lineup is kind of like the Lakers, where the starting lineup is kind of carrying the load for the rest of the team here, as we knew they'd be impacted with depth with that trade. So I'll look here at this Knicks team at home. Suns and the Mavs, going to be a familiar tune with me with Dallas. When you get these 230 totals, I'm going under with Dallas and Phoenix because, first off, the Mavericks at home holding teams of 42% shooting, 28% from 3, just like they did against the Bulls. I said, what the hell was that total 237.5? The game landed about, 217, I think it was. I think this is a situation here where the Mavs have just defended very well. And also, don't forget, Phoenix you've got a defensive coach, Budenholzer, over there, right? He set the tone there with Milwaukee.
Where did he come from, Tony?
Well, he started with Atlanta, then he went to Milwaukee, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and then what happened?
71.
Yeah, and I guess being number 1 in the Eastern Conference wasn't good enough, right?
Right,
That wasn't, and I was really vocal last year about that firing. If you remember me, I was just pounded Milwaukee. As a matter of fact, they fired. And one of the things people don't talk about, they got knocked out in the first round. Budenholzer's brother died in that series, and they still fired him. To me, I can never back under this ownership. I can never back the Bucks. I thought that was cold-blooded.
Good. I thought I was on an island by myself. I didn't know I had a little help over there. All right.
Yeah. No.
I'm on an island all by myself over here. We're gonna whip the Knicks out.
Right island there. All right. I love it. I think at some point there might be. I see a hat bet coming some point here with these two. All right, let's get to
it. Ready? Row. See how it says dogs today?
Yeah.
All right.
We'll get Charlie in here in a minute.
Let's continue on.
Here's one for you. Road dogs to start the NBA season. Road underdogs off the back-to-back, 7-3-1 ATS to start the season. That's the Bucks in that system, plus the points. Knicks may win, but
That's not a straight up win there, big boy, but +7 sounds good.
There you go.
Take the points. It's a safer way to go because it's going to come down to the wire. Who's got the ball last? It always does. They want you to hang in there. Isn't that a big TV game tonight too? So they don't want you to.
No. They made the Suns game. Luka was. Bucks,
right, yeah.
Bucks,
they want LaCourse.
Yeah, they switched it. They switched it. Well, they had a choice. They moved the time to the Suns. The Mavericks don't start this early in the 70s.
No, not usually.
That's how bad they are. I'd rather watch the Suns in the Dallas.
The Bucks lost a lot. The Bucks lost a lot of viewership, even though it's the Knicks there. So that's what happens. But there we go.
So let's just might as well stay on that that dead dog and kick it a few more times. I say Giannis ends up on the Golden State Warriors.
There you go. There you go. All right, let's continue on here. Next series of games, Nets and Celtics. Celtics going to lay 13. They're going to be mad. Celtics going to be really mad in this one. Rockets and Thunder here. Thunder laying 8.5. They're going to be mad as well. We got two teams coming up losses here. We go on over to Rod.
Yeah, and you look, Boston, they are going to be mad after losing to the Warriors. And what better team to take that frustration out on than these Brooklyn Nets? You look what they did. They won 4 straight versus these Nets, and it hasn't even been close. The last time these two teams met, it was 136-86. Brooklyn didn't even get a sniff at 90 points, and Boston went off. So, yeah, I'll lay the 12.5 up to 13. It's going to rise quick. Jump on them now because that thing is just going to keep going up all day long. Brooklyn, they have been a covered machine all season long. So, yeah, maybe people will jump on that number at 12.5, but the books know something. But this Celtics team, as Tony just mentioned, they're going to be mad. We lost to the Warriors. No chance. They're going to come out and they're going to shoot the lights out. I think they easily score into the 130s, and the Nets just can't keep up. So I'll lay it with the Bucks there in that one. And what was the other one?
Boston. It was next one, Rockets Thunder, another mad team.
Rockets Thunder, another mad team, eh? Yeah, well, OKC, they can be mad all they want. I'm going to take the Rockets plus the 8.5 there in that one. Rockets can play some defense. So they're going to come into OKC and hang and keep it close. 8.5, that's a lot. That's a whole lot of points for OKC to be covered. I'll take the 8.5 there with the Rockets to keep it close.
There we go. Rod, on over to Jorge.
I'll agree with the Rockets. I thought they would turn. I thought they'd start the year turning the corner, but it took them a couple games. Dylan Brooks played right here in Las Vegas for his high school at Finley Prep. Finley Prep kept the kind of tone down anyway. It's a pretty good prep school. A lot of good, a lot of NBA guys on those teams. One of the best prep school from its initial start through its life. I mean, they were winning national championships out the gate. It was pretty well. Big booster, Cliff Finley Prep. That's where it came from. So Vegas threw their East Coast private school version out there, and they got rid of it pretty quick. But Dylan Brooks holds the defense down for the Rockets over there. I think that's too many points, even though Oklahoma City is playing fantastic. I think Houston can come over there and can hang tough. And I will disagree with Rod with Brooklyn, man. They're ballers overall in the year, 113 to 114. And they're not that great of a team. But, hey, against, 500 ball, but like Rod said, 6-2 against the spread. Last 5, winning by a point, even though they're an average dog in those situations, 4-1 against the spread. Boston's going to win. No doubt about it, but these guys will get a backdoor cover because they don't give up. They're a scrappy bunch.
Yeah,
from Boston will make you give up.
Okay, they're that good. That's what might happen.
Brooklyn's defense on the road, giving up 49% overall. Brooklyn's 7-18 the spread on the road against winning teams. On a straight-up loss as a favorite, Celtics 6-3 the spread at home. So in those mad spots, they've come through here covering spreads. So I'll take them in this one. Also, OKC, I think it's going to be a chalky block for me. I'm going to go OKC in this one. OKC's defense here are pretty strong. We look at the road shooting for Houston. This was a team, I think, last year as well. Home road, about dichotomy in performance. Houston on the road, just 41% shooting, 32% from 3. And, of course, the Thunder are making 40% of their threes on their home court. And they're defending like UConn making opponents look like college teams the way they've been defending this year. All right, let's continue on here on the Tony This Morning Show. His next couple of games here from the NBA will be Wizards and Grizzlies here. Grizzlies laying 7. No Morant in this game. He took a crazy fall against that Laker game. He was really reckless with his body. He didn't have to do that. He and Nuggets here
having some fun with LeBron going back and forth. And you know what? He's got to cut that shit out. You know, that's just karma came back to bite him, man. Focus on the game, win. You had the edge going. The rest of the team didn't show up. You know, Bronny was still on the team. They got to take that worst player in the NBA, send his ass down to the G League where he belongs.
It's going to.
We're going to move him back and forth. For what? He's the worst. He's the worst player in the NBA. He shouldn't be there. It's the worst case of nepotism I've ever seen. Even worse than the Trumps, damn it, putting those damn kids in the White House. You don't need that damn kid on the court. Get him out of there. Leave him in the damn G League. He's going to be on the bench in the G League. Anyway, I'm done.
That's
with Memphis in that spot, you know, Durant's still got to grow up, man. Learn to play and have a good, put yourself in a good position to win. That being said, I still think they cover the 5.5. Washington is just that bad, man. I mean, they're
7 now.
Huh?
7 up to 7.
Oh, 7.
7.5. It's rising.
Washington's horrible. They're a little bit beat up. They might be able to cover some points at home, but not on the road.
Yeah, from Jorge, we'll go back to Ron.
Yeah, give me the under 231.5 there in Memphis and the group. In the Memphis game, 231. They're not scoring 231 points.
Not without Morant.
No, not without Morant. No way. Yeah. I love the under 231 there.
As much as I rag on him a little bit, he is the fastest guy in the NBA with the ball.
Yeah, right. Take his points numbers out, and good luck getting to 231 in that one tonight. So I got to take the under there in that one, and then
Heat Nuggets.
Oh, Heat Nuggets. Oh, give me the Heat outright. I'm trusting Nuggets. Nobody wants it. Is Friday night, and we love Nuggets on Friday night, but not here. Give me the Heat.
Westbrook already had a meltdown, starting to fight. See that?
Yeah, right.
Nuggets in trouble. Nuggets in trouble.
Chemistry just went right out the window. Take the Heat.
Oh, yeah. And the Heat started to turn things around and started to gel together as a team. We had them the other night. They got a nice little cover for us. I don't know why he didn't shoot the 3. I still don't know why he tried to make that stupid pass. I said the Heat guy, so they'll be making sure
they play too much team ball sometimes. I've always been big.
Sometimes,
fan.
Right. But you're in the air. You're in the air with the ball. Let it go. It's the last shot. Let it go. I don't know why he went past midair in the end of that game last night with the Heat. So definitely, still look good though. We got the cover. Yeah, at least I didn't have to sweat. For me, as having the 5.5, I was like, I'm glad he made the pass because I was like, God, if he makes this, I'm gonna have to sweat out some overtime here, and he missed it and passed it off. I was like, oh, all right, we got the cover, we got the win, yeah. Nice. So take the Heat plus the points there.
And one of the teams that can hang in the altitude, because Denver is not only a thing, the airports. I don't know if any of you guys have ever flown into Denver. It's atrocious to drive in from the airport to the city. Being in the mountains and the altitude, the fact that Miami are the best in shape team and they pride themselves on that. During the season and off season, they don't have the bad effects in the fourth quarter. Some of the other teams, that's been the case even since they beat them in the championship.
That's what humidity does to you. It melts your fat. You know, if you want to lose fat, just go to Miami. If you
want to lose fat, go work out with the Miami Heat. You'll come out of there. We'll all come out slim and trim coming out of there.
Oh, yeah.
Just coming out of the airport, you sweat off 5 pounds of water just getting off the plane.
Just getting off the plane, I can't even imagine. Just that heat and humidity.
I've been down there during 4th of July, man. 90, you get out of the shower, you put on your clothes, and you're soaking wet.
Oh, yeah. That's it's like they're in there. I'm with the right there with the under in Washington. Memphis, Morant's injury will definitely impact the pace of play. And, of course, remember, there's a lot of injuries on this Memphis team, So, I think, again, scoring is going to be an issue here for both teams. I think Memphis will become more of a defensive-minded team without Morant in the lineup. Heat and Nuggets in this one. I'm going to go under as well in this game. Miami plays the second slowest pace in the league right now, and we looked at Denver as this big favorite, 3.5 to 9.5 point home favorite. They're under 22-10 to the under. Miami 18-11 the under as a road dog. Look here under in that one. Let's continue here on the 26 Morning Show. We're going to close out the NBA with these final 3 games. Trailblazers at Timberwolves. Wolves laying 12, total 220. Clippers and the Kings. Kings 7, total 223.5. Sixers and Lakers. Lakers now 7.5 total, 222.5. George is playing by now. Tyrese Maxey is out for 2 weeks, so no Maxey, no Embiid here for Philadelphia. We go over to Rod.
76ers, just great start to the season for the 76ers. That's karma coming back to you to bite you right in the rear end in that one. So in that one, I can't even touch the 76ers with your money. Hey, Tony, can I borrow $100?
Not the customers, we'll take Tony's.
We'll take Tony's. Yeah. It's one of the yuck. I would lean to the Lakers there. 76ers are just a mess. Yikes. They're gonna get yourself in a deep hole. Talk about they're gonna have to play some late action to try to stay alive in a playoff spot. George being out, Maxey being out, and being not.
George is in. George is in.
George is in. Oh, okay, George. So it's going to be the George show. And no Maxey. It's going to be George show trying to run it all. Yeah,
that's a great segue. That's a great segue. Look at the Clippers. Whenever Hardy be out and Leonard, you have George. You think, oh, they're going to get smoked. They have no shot. Not only was he covering, he enjoys being the one guy.
Yeah,
and goes off. Yeah. So I'll segue right then. I think the Lakers, they're getting exposed a little bit. LeBron's playing good, but you can't depend on two old guys, man. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just a matter of time. Even though LeBron's playing his rear end off, and he promised to play every game all year, the age don't allow that, bro. That ain't gonna happen. That ain't happening in this spot. But George is going to be in there. The rest of the Philadelphia team plays good, solid basketball. We'll give them that. They've been a little jinxed since they kind of did Harding, bad back when he was at Philadelphia. And they have been jinxed.
George knows the arena, so at least he knows the arena in LA. Because he knows so.
He's been there. He knows the crowd. And he got booed the last one. And I tell you what, man, there's no guy that can come off injury reserve, no matter how games, and look like he's never missed a beat better than Paul George. I would watch that in amazement. Oh, it's going to take him a game or two. Never. That dude will come out and get close to a triple-double the first game out. Look for them to cover there in that against the Lakers.
There we go.
Give the Lakers. Give the Lakers. They're going to win by 10 plus here on Friday night. Wow. It's just one of those spots. 76ers suck. They're going to spoil George's return back to the home arena. He'd be like, "What's going on? Where's everybody else? What's going on? This isn't the right arena. Am I in the right arena?" He's going to be all so lost. Lakers whoop it up, win by 10 plus there. I'm going to take Portland plus the 12.5. It's that same stat that I said. It's the road dogs on the back-to-back. You're going to give me 12.5 with in that one there. You look at the Minnesota. They were lucky to win that game.
They put a lot of energy in that second half. They spent a lot to make that comeback. A huge lot of energy was spent on them.
Was spent in that. And they went all in on that second half in that game. So, yeah, exactly. 12.5, too many points. Give me Portland plus the 12.5 there in that one. And the Clippers, you got to take the Clippers plus the 7. Sacramento covering big numbers, not what they do. They love to have the plus 7 on their side, but covering big numbers, not where I want to be with Sacramento. So give me the Clippers plus the points there.
Yeah, all right. I'll tell you what, I think I'm with around here on Portland plus the 12. Minnesota 18-29 of the spread as a home favorite, and they turned the ball over at a high rate as well. Not good ball handlers here. In back-to-backs, Portland 4-1 of the spread in road back-to-back games. So, maybe because of point spread inflation, right? So that's really the case there. Yeah, Clippers and Kings. Who was it? Ty Lue said after one of his close losses, a lot of our games are going to be close. That's so true. I think that's what he said in the press conference, and I think he's right because the Clippers are. They do lack in offense. Harden is more of a facilitator. He's not going off like I thought he would, but he's facilitating more. He likes being in LA because, as I said, he likes to go to Vegas on his day off, and it's a 45-minute plane trip. So if he's going to be a very good citizen, a model citizen, because he likes that 45-minute plane ride to Vegas.
Wow, you just got to jump out there and call him a gambling degenerate right off the bat. Can you say the guy's from Long Beach?
He likes. I think he likes the restaurants. He likes the restaurants in Vegas. He likes the restaurants also in Vegas. Have you seen him lately? Fair enough. Nice. That's as well. So Sacramento here, and as we said, we're looking here at the Clippers. Good defensive team, holding teams to 41% shooting there. I like them in this spot here at home here. I should say getting the points. Actually, no, I like them at home getting points. I think again They're not home. They're on the road. Got the wrong home LA team. Yeah, at home getting points, I'll take here LA +6. Again, it's their defense. I think that will keep them in this one, in this game. Sixers and Lakers, I'm going to go over the total in this one. Again, no Embiid in here. And don't forget, the Lakers aren't playing defense. Like, it just wasn't on this road trip. If you looked at the Lakers box scores and the defensive rating, they were winning games by playing bad defense. That's what they were doing. So it was those wins they had at home. Their defensive rating was very poor as they hit the road, and it got worse in the road. But the defense was still bad when they're at home. So I'm going to go over 222. I think you're going to see some points scored on both ends of the court here. I know there's no Embiid. George is in there, but they do have some reserves there that can actually – some of the reserves should be able to go off on this Lakers, on this Oubre, Kyle Lowry, Caleb Martin, Drummond. Some of these guys should be able to get some points here against this Laker team that's not playing much of any defense. Eric Gordon off the bench is always good for 18 to 20 sometimes. We'll see. This guy's been around the league forever. I mean, Eric Gordon's still in the league and a first man off the bench now with all these injuries. So I'll look at the over in this one.
He's still got a shot. That dude's always, if he plays defense, he's always in shape. And he's got a shot. He's got a set shot from out there. You leave him wide open on a three-pointer, he's going to hit it.
That's right. So we got you through the NBA. Now it's time for our college basketball segment. This time of the year, as we said, look for around Army, Navy. We'll start doing them in blocks, but we're just going to let the cappers give us what they got in college hoops. So we'll go to Rod first. College hoops, Rod, give us what you got.
Well, the first one I'm going to go with is everyone's going to see Duke, and they're like, Duke, woo, bet Duke, 33. I'm not laying 33 with Duke. No chance. Give me Army plus the 33 there. Army covered in their first match of the season. They returned some starters as well. They're not going to get blown out the gym by 33. Let's put it that way. They'll be able to keep it with inside that number. I like Army plus the 33 there. So we know Duke's going to be public heavy. Solid team, mind you, but too many points. Give me Army plus the 33 there and that one. And then I like Temple here. They didn't cover their number in that up and down in their first game. It turned into like a track meet there, but Monmouth, I'm not a fan of Monmouth there. I think Temple can get the cover, lay the 5.5 there with Temple. And then where's that last one? I like the over between Iona and Hofstra. You look what Iona did in their first one, and man, don't play defense. Ooh, Iona looks awful on defense. It's almost like it's optional. They just olay, and man, it looked really ugly in that first game where it flew over the total. Hofstra returned some guys from last season as well, so I think that ends up in a track meet. We get well over that 147. Take the over in Iona and Hofstra. The three I like out of these ones. It's actually, wait, one more. You got to throw in the blue hose. Give me Presbyterian plus the 21.5. It's Friday night. The blue hose will be up for that one. Yes, they will be. Look at her. George is going, what's going on here?
That's right, George. Damn it. Trump's in office. I'm George now.
Right? It's George now, right? So it's George. So George. And it's Presbyterian. It's one of those spots on Friday night. The blue hose, they get up for games. Give me Presbyterian plus the 21.5.
There we go from on over to Jorge.
Well, I just got one pick, and it's going to be the over on Samford and Cornell. I was on the Bulldogs quite a bit last year. Both these guys could score. Samford put up 100 in their game. Cornell put up 93 in theirs. Almost identical numbers. They blow up each of their opponents. But at the end of the day, there ain't nobody, they're not everybody's touching the ball on that offensive set. They're not moving the ball around the thing. The first open shot, they're going to take it, and both teams shoot well. So take the over in Cornell versus Samford.
All right, I'll tell you what I think about it. I'm going to look at these two games over in Jorge's neck of the Henderson, Nevada. Lee's Family Forum. We got a double header here. The last game on CBS Sports Network, the other one, Flow. We'll start with the Flow Sport game. I'm going to take Santa Clara here, laying the points here because Arizona State is a complete rebuild. Did not look good in their first game. Santa Clara with the Sendek got his players back. And I'm going to also take UCLA. Get them now when you get these point spreads where they're at because this team is looking pretty good. As we talked about, the four returning starters, well, they're all on the bench because the guys he brought in are much better. And if you watch that, I watched the exhibition in their opening game. They got a lot of size. They got a lot of good ball handling, scoring inside. I'll take them here. UCLA here laying the 4 in that one against the New Mexico.
And the under too, man. They're going to play some great defense, Tony. They're only giving up 32% shooting. I know it's early, and New Mexico always going to play good defense, but Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I know what New Mexico likes to run and gun, but I wouldn't be surprised if that game goes under.
That might be a good one to drive to, Jorge. The doubleheader there in
Both
Henderson.
of them. I think Santa Clara is going to be great this year. I can't remember the player's name, but he went and played for LSU, I think, and then came back. So they have their backcourt might be the best backcourt in the West Coast Conference. Santa Clara is going to be good.
Yeah, Santa Clara was a very good team there. So those are the two I got for you guys tonight. Now we'll turn to NHL. But first of all, we'll say goodbye to Jorge because let everybody know what you have going on at Tony'sPicks.com. Jorge, it is a huge weekend of sports here with NFL, college football, NBA, as well as college hoops down in full swing. Now we've got lots going on. And Jorge's doing great work here. You see the numbers, 1888 units of profit for 2024. What do you got for sale, Jorge?
No, Mel, of course, I'll just have a game up in college football today and just picking judiciously in basketball. It's just kind of early with all the numbers and everything, so just doing the best I can there. Definitely always going to do some late steam games. Kind of got bit by it last night by a hook, but hey, what can I do? I'm going to continue just plugging away. My late picks do much better than the loss from last night. And, of course, you can only get those if you buy at least a package of 3 games or longer, week, month, whatever you'd like. But I love the feature here on Tony's Picks, man. You get it emailed to you if you're waiting around just before the game goes off.
That's right, guys. Again, I'm about Jorge Gonzalez over at Tony'sPicks.com. You see the great results here, 1888 units of profit. I want to try them out here for the weekend. We got that 3-day pass. Try to get all the college football, NFL, NBA. If he's in action in college basketball, that's part of it. And also, too, the late steam plays. Now, you get your regular member plays by 11 a.m. Eastern time. The late steam, we allow our cappers to handicap all the way near game time. They can put plays in between 10 minutes and 2 hours of game time. Those plays are emailed directly to you, the late steam, for the email you use when you sign up for the service. So that's how the late steam works. Our cappers continue working throughout the day and night, finding new winners here. So make sure you get on board with Jorge. Try them out if you would with that 3-day pass. And then you can always renew longer here on Monday. All right, Jorge, it's always good having you show. Have a great night, and we'll catch up with you again soon.
All right, you guys have a winning day. Take it easy.
Bye, George.
All right. The show. Let's move on over the ice, Rod. We got a 4-game card. We'll knock out 2 at a time here. We'll start here with Red Wings, Maple Leafs. We've got Maple Leafs $1.80, total 6. Penguins and Capitals. Capitals $1.66, total 6.5.
Yeah, you look at the Penguins taking on the Capitals. Penguins, tough spot here. Going to play the back-to-back spot after getting whooped by Carolina last night. Are you going to get any better coming in there playing Washington? I don't think so. I think Washington whooping it up minus the 1.5. I think they easily take care of Pittsburgh there in that one. And Detroit and Toronto, always a close, scrappy battle, but I think we see some goals. We've seen Detroit last game score 4. And when they're scoring goals, they continue to score goals. Leafs have been scoring as well. Take the over Detroit and Toronto in that one.
Yeah, from Rod, let's continue on here. We got, Vegas Golden Knights. Where are they at? They're on the road facing the Kraken. And the Golden Knights favorite $1.31, total 6. Wild and the Ducks. We've got the Wild $1.86, total 6.
Yeah, and for me, when you're looking at the Wild taking on the Ducks, I think this is a tough spot for the Ducks. Even in the back-to-back for the Wild here in the spot, they're turning around. They whooped up on San Jose last night. San Jose tried to hang in early and just couldn't do it. Not enough offensive power. The Wild, definitely the better offense there. So I'm going to take the Wild in regulation. I think the Ducks can keep it close like they have. Low scoring one, so I like an under there. But I think the Wild get the job done there in the back-to-back. And then the other way, you just got to go against it. You just got to. Seattle's awful. Absolutely playing horribly. They can barely score 2 goals a game. And when you're not getting enough shots on goal, you can't win games either. So Vegas, they finally got their first road win, beating Edmonton last time out. I think that continues coming in there against Seattle, and I think they beat up on the Seattle team. I like Vegas on the puck line in this one. You look at Seattle after a game where they've seen 8+ goals in the previous. They're 1-11 that following game. Take Vegas on the puck line in that one.
Yeah, from Rod. All right, we got you through the sports. I want to answer your question. So, yeah, we are working on that consensus report, something we have on the list to get done. All right, let's see what Rod has. Oh, actually, time for our Parlay Purple segment, Rod. So, what do you got?
So, Parlay for me, it's one of those rare ones that it doesn't happen a lot, where you see UCLA in 2 sports playing tonight. So, guess what? We're going to take the 2-team UCLA Parlay. We're going to take the UCLA Bruins plus the points against Iowa tonight, and then we're going to take lay the points with UCLA on the basketball court, minus 5.5. I see in that one. So almost the same number in both games. You got one as a dog, one as a favorite. Lay it with UCLA on the basketball court and take the points with UCLA on the football field tonight versus Iowa. The UCLA double parlay, 2-team.
Double parlay from Rod and UCLA there. I'll look at the 3-teamer here from NBA. I'll go over Hawks Pistons. I will take Hornets plus the points, Warriors plus the points there with my 3-teamer for tonight. All right, let's take a look over at what Rod has for sale over at Tony'sPicks.com. Rod having a great year here in 2024 over on at Tony'sPicks.com. You'll see him documented right now, approaching at 5-39 use profit. Rod, what do you got for sale over at Tony's Picks?
And for me over at Tony's Picks today, it's Friday, so I got a nice little Steak Friday package, which gets you a couple plays in the NHL, 2 plays in the NBA, as well as 1 college basketball play. So you can scoop all 5 of those plays up, or you can scoop my NHL sniper play. We crushed it yesterday with the Utah Hockey Club. Love today's sniper play. You can scoop it up singly, or it's the weekend. So best way to go is grab that 3-day pass. You'll get everything I got going in tonight's action, Saturday's action, loaded college football card. Definitely have some college basketball, NBA, NHL, and then NFL. I've already got 4 plays in, so definitely jump aboard that 3-day pass. That's the best way to go. You get all of Fridays, all of Saturdays, all of Sundays, and I usually got Monday thrown in early. That way you get 4 days for your price of 3. That's the best way to go. Take advantage of that 2-for-1 capper promotional, as we've said many a times. That's the best deal going over at Tony's Picks. Pair me up with another one of the high handicappers, and that way you get on that late steam when you're on something long term. You get those late steam plays emailed right to you. Don't forget Tony T at checkout. Save 15% off all your purchases over at Tony'sPicks.com. Jump aboard. Big weekend loading.
Big weekend and all. Indeed, guys, got both Rod over at Tony'sPicks.com. I got a best bet on the board right now over at Tony's Picks. I also have some premium plays from the NBA, so catch up with me there if you would. Right now, great time to get that 3-day pass. You'll get all my premium plays here for Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Get you covered from the NFL, having a good year in the NFL as well. 2-for-1 multi-cap promotion as well. You can match me and Rod up, save some money there when you get the 2-for-1 cap promotion. And of course, that promo code Tony T checkout will save you that 15% off. All right, we'll continue here on the Tony Sports Show. Rod, what you got going over on Tony's YouTube channel?
And over at Tony's Picks, I've got you covered in most all the hockey games headed into the weekend. So definitely go check those out. And then I'll find something for college football. Probably find you a little 3-teamer there and a 3-teamer for NFL. Lots of content being dropped now at Tony's Picks. So the YouTube channel. So definitely go check out all that content from all the other cappers here as well at Tony's Picks. Definitely check it out. Let's have ourselves a big weekend.
Yep, we got them all up there. We just got to make sure Brian gets them in earlier. We had one at 9 a.m. Eastern time. Everybody 9 a.m. Eastern time there, Brian. Don't wait too long. Our editors work overnight. They're not around in the morning. Hours beyond, if you would. All right, that's going to do it here for this edition of the Tony's This Morning Show. Back again tomorrow live, 9:30 a.m. Eastern time to knock out that college football card, NBA, NHL. You know, have a big card as well, and we'll let the have the cappers give us what they got from college hoops as well. All right, Rob, before you go, any closing thoughts?
Yeah, take Kansas. Lay the chalk. Kansas laid 7.5. I love Kansas here tonight. North Carolina, not the same North Carolina team we've seen over recent seasons. Just because they beat up on Elon? Yeah, don't get fooled that North Carolina is that good. Kansas is that good. They win by 10 plus tonight over North Carolina there in that one. Kansas, rock the chalk with the Jayhawks tonight.
Yeah, I think Musk needs to start to donate to the NIL for a team called Elon. I think he needs I think he should start putting some money in the NIL program, because you can't have a team named Elon being bad. You know, I'm just a shout out there to Elon Musk. You know, they're carrying your name out there. You should protect it a little better than that. You know, get some NIL money. All right, that's good to do it here for the Tony Six Morning Show. We're back again tomorrow. Goodbye, guys. You guys make it a winning Friday. We're back here at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time on Saturday with the 26 Morning Show.